Hello, hello. I'm back. I have missed, is it a couple weeks or just 1 week? I don't know. Everything has been running together. Yeah, so I put out a podcast and then I think, did the eclipse hit soon after? Well, whatever. Then, the world has gone into madness and my family has been so sick. First, Quinn's dad he got like a respiratory infection, like bad. And he was knocked out on his ass for a few days. And then it seemed that Quinn was getting it, but it turned out like to be the worst um, stomach bug of all time. Like she was vomiting and, the other thing, poor thing. And then the diarrhea would like not stop. It just would not stop. Finally, I think we're on the mend. I was throwing up, I think Friday night, and I was down for the count on Saturday. So I had a nice little reset. So yeah, let's see. And then Monday, I spent disinfecting this house. Now, I don't even know, like, I I dabble with terrain theory and all of that and germ theory. I question everything, but in this moment, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking clean this house with bleach. I don't care how toxic. I'm gonna wash everything. Any old pillows, gone. I've ordered new ones. I put salt jars everywhere and lit incense. Like, I pulled all the stops to get whatever vile thing out of this house. Like, I was so fucking done. Um, Quinn is not 100%. Maybe she is today, but like she wasn't yesterday. But that's partly my fault. I've had to like strategically get her back on track. I'm talking like first bland food for days on end. Poor thing. Then I try to give her like, you have to like test out different foods to see what's going to make you sick. And turns out she wasn't ready for watermelon. Learned that. So it's back to bland foods and scrambled eggs and things like that. Poor thing. She's a trooper. She is a trooper. I'm like, I guess we'll eat toast again. She's like, oh, but she's hanging in there. She's at school now, so we'll see how it goes. Of course, I worry about her while she's there. But I hope she's doing well. I hope she's feeling well. She deserves it. She's been through so fucking much, my girl. And I just want good things for her, Just for her to be a kid, to play. So we'll see. What else? I think that's pretty much it. I was just kind of taking care of the fam, cleaning out the house. Went through I like to call sickness upgrades. Just, I don't know, makes it a little more magical. So I got my little upgrade, and a strange thing during this past week, I talked about alcohol, how alcohol has been a big tool, coping mechanism that I use to shut down the nervous system. Well, when your kid needs you or when you're vomiting yourself, wine isn't really an option, at least not for me. And so I didn't drink. I was taking care of Quinn and myself. And then I just kind of took advantage of that window. And I haven't picked up wine since, I think, Friday. Well, Friday I had wine at dinner and then vomited for hours. And then I haven't had any since. And I don't want it. That's another thing. Like, I'm not waiting for it. Now, is my nervous system fried? Yes. Like, before I would take like Epsom. I take Epsom salt baths like pretty regularly, like almost every night. Probably shouldn't, but I do. And before they were pretty relaxing, but when I don't have the wine shutting off my nervous system, I get in the bath and I have my tea. It's usually like a nighttime tea or just like my magnesium drink or whatever, but like it doesn't do shit, right? So I get in the bath and I'm just sitting there and and I can't even relax. And I'm just like, I gotta go check on Quinn. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And so the last two baths I've taken just have not. They're not. They're not the retreat that they once were. I'll put a show on, and I'm just in there for a fraction of the time, and it's just like it's not the same. And I'm like, this sucks. And then like I'll go. I've been sleeping in Quinn's room, because she's been vomiting or, just very upset. So now while she's on the mend, I'm still on high alert. So I'll sleep. She has this little bed that pulls out. So I'll sleep down there just in case she needs me. So when I'm in the bath, I'm just like, okay, I can't, I need to go back in there. I want to go back in there. And before it was like, okay, I'm going to take my bath, have my wine, watch my show, and then I'll go lay down and watch my show, just escape. And it worked, man. It worked like a charm. But without the wine, nothing feels the same. So like I'll have my show. And before anybody comes at me, I know screens are bad at night and blah blah blah. Okay, well I'm just not there yet. Like I'm not in a place in my journey where I'm gonna cut out screens at night too. Like fuck that. It's tiny small changes. Okay. And so last night I'm laying in bed. Normally it's like my favorite time just to sit there and like escape the world, watch my show, get lost in it. But like I'm laying there, suddenly the screen seems too bright. My brain is buzzing, like my body's buzzing. The show just feels like extra noise, and like too bright. And I'm just like, fuck. I was like, I really, really don't want to be like alone with my thoughts. But the screen was like too much, and I was just like, fine, I'll turn it off. And I was like, maybe I'll visualize. And my brain is so jacked up that it's like, okay, visualize the life you want, right? So this is what I'm doing in the middle of the night. Because, when you drink alcohol heavily and then you quit, um, you get insomnia in the beginning while your body resets. And so I have that, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, okay, let me visualize my future or whatever. And I'm trying to visualize my future, and my brain is like fighting with me. And I'm like, this is just like a visualization. Like, if money weren't a problem, or like an issue, or if debt wasn't an issue, and all these things were issues, like, what would I want my life to look like? And then my brain is like, bitch, all these things are issues. That's never gonna happen. You don't have the money for that. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, it is just like pretend. Like, why can't I just visualize? So then I was like, okay, maybe that's too much. And so then I'm trying to visualize like what today will be. I'm like, I just want to visualize and have a great day with Quinn. And so I try to visualize it. And my brain like is so everywhere that I couldn't even do that. And I was just like, fuck. Eventually, after this went on for a while, I finally just drifted off to sleep until Quinn woke me up, of course. But yeah, so that's my nights now. That's been a lot of fun. Um, yeah, it's fucking crazy. I like took Quinn to school, and then I was driving home. And in the span of this, it's like a 12-minute drive there and back. In the span of that time, I saw 333, 888, 555, and then 555 again. Now, when you have PTSD, like myself, when you see 555, it kind of sends you into like panic. At least it does for me. So yes, even repeating numbers send me into, you know, anxiety. So yeah, high anxiety is super fun. So I had my like meeting this morning, and then I'm just thinking like, fuck, what is this 555? And I'm like panicking, and I like went into the bathroom, and I was like crying over this anxiety over these numbers. And then I was like, oh, let me just go on a walk and clear my head. And then I go on my walk. I passed the playground that me and Quinn play at, and I just sobbed. And I just sobbed because I carry so much fear around losing my daughter. So I just cried and I cried, and then I kept walking, and then the anger came. The anger came at just the dynamics of my house, just what's happening in my relationship, just the way I'm treated by a few people in my life, and I'm just like over it, you know. But I think that's what eclipse energy kind of does. Yesterday I was very angry. Like, this house was not fun to be in. But I'm also very, very tired from taking care of Quinn. And just being on high alert, uh, as far as, like, you know, when you have a sick kid, and then, you know, I have the added stress of her just medical needs, and I just want her to be okay, you know? And she is, but my brain tells me she isn't. So with every cold, stomach, flu, cough, anything, it's just so, so scary for me, and it sucks. So that is what's happening, and I'm getting to a place where any added stress, any added unnecessary stress or disrespect, or, you know, just downright like disregard for anything that I say or do around here or in life or for people, it's just, I'm done with it, man. And I just it's disheartening when you're surrounded by people who don't listen, who don't care to, who don't really acknowledge everything that you do, you know? And it's just hitting me like really hard lately, especially, you know, the past couple of days. But here we are, and I'm gonna, you know, just try to make the best of it. You know, the world kind of seems like a really dark place. And then when that darkness, you know, kind of finds its way into your home, it just sucks. And so that's where I am. And it's just a lot of tears and loneliness that comes with that. And then just being overcome by fear, you know, like sometimes when the worry takes over, especially when you have a medically complex baby, there are times, for me at least, when the fear is so strong you think that you can't do it anymore. Like, you don't want to do it. Like, it's like, how am I supposed to go on with this much fear of losing my child? And then, you know, you just don't think that you can bear it. And those moments are really scary. And thankfully, I did have someone to talk to that night, but it was unexpected, you know? It was unexpected that I could talk to this person, and it was not someone that's, you know, here. It wasn't someone that lives here, but I was grateful. Grateful they were there for me, because you just, I don't know, I'm kind of rambling because I'm vulnerable, but I don't have lots of friends. But the ones that I do, they are they are just like soulmates, right? There are these people who I might not talk to them every day, and they might not live here, but you're just so grateful that they're there. And this is like one of those people. We rarely, rarely talk. I haven't seen this person in a long time, but our meeting was a bit unorthodox. But I remember, like, when I meet my friends, it's like I've met somebody that I've known for a lifetime, like lifetimes. And I feel safer knowing that they're here. And it's just this life I have here is a hard one. And I think everybody collectively is having a really hard time. And I'm just really scared these past, I don't know, since becoming a mom, honestly, and since my daughter got sick. and it's just overwhelming. It's this thing that takes over and it sucks. But anyway, I'm just really grateful that I was able to just say all the things that you probably shouldn't say out loud. I'm grateful to have friends like that in my life. Yeah. So that's what's been going on with me. It's been a real. Sorry, I keep fidgeting with this clip and I broke it and it's making all this noise. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me. Has not been easy, but here we are, and I'm back again. So, and of course, crazy, uh, my crazy spiritual brain, my spiritual part said, "Oh God, you put out a podcast, and then we all got so sick." And so I'm hoping when I put this one out, nothing will happen. I don't know. So much fear, like literally so much fear, all the time, every moment of every day, so much fucking fear. And then you know, and then you look on in the outside world and it's just fucking burning, right? Um, so I'm not one. I had to get off social media again. I mean, I was off, and then I got on there to look up a leg workout that me and my sister didn't even end up doing, and then you just get sucked in. But I fucking got off again. I was like, I don't need this shit. Like, I do not need this shit in my life. So shut that off. And so now we're like back in let's regulate mode. And it is the one thing that has worked, so me and actually a very close friend of mine, we're kind of going through this exact same thing. We're in the same, career field. We both have children, or I have my child. She has children. Her job sucks. It's just, the whole single parenting, even though you're married thing. Yeah, she's experiencing that kind of too. And we were just like kind of talking about how the stress of parenting and this the world, it just takes over and it's just not fun. Like parenting's not fun sometimes, and like it's awful to say. It's awful to say that, and our nervous systems are just so fried, and we've tried everything from like talk therapy to Epsom salt baths to medication, even to grounding techniques, walks, exercise, no alcohol, diet changes. We have hit this point where nothing is working. Like nothing helps the stress. Nothing makes the nervous system calm. Like nothing fucking works, and it's infuriating, and like it's very, very defeating to feel that way. Like to try everything in your toolbox and it's just like not working. It's maddening, really. And so, like I had that bout when I lost that baby. Yeah, wine was the answer. And then like here recently, I took wine back out of the equation, and yeah, the anxiety is just there. New problems have popped up. It's not like it didn't magically fix me. I now have insomnia. Um, but wine doesn't make you feel better. Yeah, it shuts you down for a little bit, but the next day starts all over with worse anxiety, right? Like logically, you know that wine doesn't help, but sometimes when your insides are screaming, it does. It helps. So my heart goes out to her and anybody else going through the same thing. But the point of that rant is the one thing that does help when you're experiencing this kind of like chronic stress and chronic dysregulation is getting off of social media. It fucking helps, man. So if you've tried everything, try that. And it'll give you, I mean, it's just a subtle relief, but hey, I'll take a subtle relief over no relief, just something. So I'm just sitting here with my inside screaming, waiting for the next shoe to drop. And I just wish that it wasn't like that sometimes. Um, Also, I could use like 2 days of sleep, like 2 full days. Like I go to bed and don't wake up for 2 days. I seriously think I could. That's how tired I am. And so, uh, yeah, it's just like the polarity and the division in this world. I just can't, like, even people who believe in the same things are fighting with each other. It's just fucking insane. And if you know how social media and algorithms work, you know that it's designed to do that. At least that's what I think. Um, because I love my neighbor a lot more when I'm not listening to what's on social media. I'm not going down those rabbit holes. There was like a period in my life where I was like really, really into it, but it started to make me feel like, it was like during COVID time and we were all in lockdowns, and then I found these rabbit holes, and I believe, I'm really honestly starting to believe that these rabbit holes are just designed to be like your own lockdown, because you get in there and you think that you're going to figure something out that everybody else, hasn't yet. But the truth is, you're not going to. I really don't think you're going to. I think that they're meant to be this never ending cycle to keep you stuck. Now, you're probably wondering, I hear a lot of people say that too, like, keep me stuck. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? I really think this world, this matrix that we live in, is designed with a whole bunch of endless traps. Everywhere you turn, there's a fucking trap. And I believe these traps are meant to keep us from remembering how powerful we are as human beings. Like these light beings that we know, like we are these light electrical beings, right? But we're being inundated with poisonous food and this 5G whatever, and all these toxins in the air, and in our food, and in our lawns. And I really do believe that if we were to all take the time to clear all that shit out, that all of that other shit would fall away. Like, as in this enormous amount of fear that I carry. I believe that no human was meant to like live the way that we do. This working constantly, never having enough, always wanting more. Like, but not only do you not have enough, you don't have the resources to get from, day to day. We're all drowning in poison and debt and fear and hate and anger and all of these horribly low, standards of living, which not entirely our fault, because what choice do we have, right? But at some time, I think that if you could break out of it, then you would start to feel a little better, a little more powerful, a little more able to kind of navigate what's being thrown at us. I'm not saying I figured it out. I haven't, obviously. I'm only, day 5, no wine. Who am I? I'm not like the next Gandhi or whoever, Buddha, whoever. I don't know. I couldn't think of a good person. But I really do. I think that if we were to just shut up the outside world, just put it to the side just for a little bit, we could gain a little bit more clarity. Um, and and something that I realized, I know everybody has seen that guy get shot in the neck. I don't think anybody was meant to see that. Now, I'm not going into debate. Okay, was it real? Was it staged? Was it this, that? Again, so many rabbit holes surrounding this. But what I will say is I don't know. And I don't know what happened, and it is okay to not know. It is okay to not have answers. The thing is we are beings that need to know. Okay, we are designed to need an answer. That's how we survive. Um, our brain has to have some sort of answer, right? It's kind of like me with astrology. There's maybe there's changes coming. Maybe there's this time of turbulence, right, coming up in my window. I don't know. It's just an example. Like maybe that is, and then I want to know. Okay, well, what can it be? It's almost like I need to know so I can control the situation, right? But we don't have a control over a lot. Some things, yes, but we don't have control over a lot. And I believe that so many people are very uncomfortable with the not knowing. Like, almost like if they have an answer, then maybe they'll feel safer. But the thing is, you won't. You're not going to feel safer. Nobody has all the answers, and you never, ever, ever will. And that totally sucks. I know. But I've really just been honing in on this idea of just not knowing, not needing all the answers, and controlling like what I can. I can't control my fear, right? I have this fear in me, and it just sits on my heart every single day, and it's heavy, 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 heavy. So heavy that I don't like know what to do next sometimes, and I just want to give up sometimes. And I can do a lot of things to try to alleviate it, but sometimes I just gotta go on the walk and cry and accept the fact that bad things happen and I can't control that. And even now that fucking scares me, but that's just the way it is. And then I think that people, if you're feeling scared right now, I think you just need to take a break from social media for one and stop trying to find answers just for a little bit. Because my guess is if you are part of this conspiracy world, which I don't even label myself as a conspiracy theorist per se, I think I'm just someone that questions a lot. Like, I have questions, right? And I think that's okay. My mind changes all the time. I think that's okay too. My mind is pretty open. Also, I think that's great. I mean, some people would call me not stable, but the truth is, I am pretty stable. Like, I'm not crazy. I'm not like schizophrenic. I'm not delusional. I'm not hallucinating. But I am also the girl who will put salt jars around her entire house to absorb negative energy. Now, yes, I am that person, and I'm not afraid to admit it because it just makes the world a little more magical. If not, then it's just 9 to 5s, doom and gloom, and then you die. And I don't want to live my life that way. I want to believe in miracles, and I want to believe that things are possible. And while I do struggle and I'm always scared, um, I'm trying to turn it around. So yeah. Um, so yeah, if you're really struggling right now, I think getting off the internet might be a really good choice. Getting off the internet and going for a fucking walk. Could you just go for a walk? It won't heal everything in one day, but it's better than doom scrolling, okay? Because I believe that like loosh is a real thing, and I believe that it gets harvested. Maybe that's a crazy thought, but if we're not giving away our energy to things that don't fucking matter, then our attention can go to something else. So I say let's all focus on our nervous systems and our health and see if the world changes that way, because I gotta tell you, fighting, not working. Division, not working. Civil war, not the answer. In fact, more rage, more anger, more fighting, more hate, all of that is just making everything worse. You don't have to be right, okay? Nobody really knows what happens All we know is what is shown to us. Doesn't that seem absurd to you to fight about what is shown to you? It's designed to do that. It's designed to make you mad, designed to make you angry, designed to make you hate your neighbor, okay? No, I say stop. Stop feeding into it. Stop giving your energy into it. Because whether that what was it, Charlie, whether he was shot or not, whether it was real or fake, whether it was real or staged, all I know is that it is not my job to figure out. And none of you are going to figure it out. You're not. You're never nobody knows for sure what happened. I don't care if you have military experience or gun experience, or you saw a video or blah blah blah, or you saw him being thrown into a van instead of an ambulance. All of that was shown to you to get you all arguing, to get you all down these rabbit holes, to get you all focusing on this thing that you're never, ever, ever, ever going to figure out. You're not going to figure it out. You're not. So while everybody is trying to figure out this big mystery, which was given to you little bits and pieces so that it would never make sense, I shut off the internet. I didn't give that story my energy because I don't know. I don't know what happened. And guess what? You don't know either. But what you can do is you can turn it all off. You can shut it down and go take a walk. You can go give your kid a hug, give your neighbor a hug. Why don't you bake some bread and go give it to your fucking neighbor? Okay? Why don't you go mow the elderly man and woman's yard? Or why don't you just go do something useful? Because trying to figure that out, not useful. It's not helping anybody. It won't help anybody. What will it do? Nothing. Just feed you more fear. You'll get more scared. That's what it's doing. And another thing, I see like all of this division, right? You better pick a side or you're fucking weak. You better get right, repent to God, or you're just a demon too, or what the fuck ever I'm seeing. Okay, guess what? I say don't pick a side. I don't have to pick a side. Um, Politics are a fucking scam. Okay, there is no red or white or red or blue side. There's no Republican or Democrat. It's all the same. It's all the same shit. And once you see that and you break free of that illusion, you will feel so much better. You will just you will look at the news if you still watch it, which you should turn that off too, but you will look at it and you will see it for the circus that it fucking is. It is a giant waste of time. And it's just kind of like, I'm here to say, I think the answer is to not pick a side. I believe it is smart to keep your mind open and to have questions, but to be fighting amongst each other, that's retarded. That is like stupid. And that's just my take on it. So no, I'm not here to pick a side. I'm gonna pick like my side. And by that I mean I'm gonna remain open-minded. I'm going to keep getting healthier, and I'm going to keep trying to regulate my nervous system even though it's completely shot. And I'm hoping that that energy will radiate out into the world and it will inspire other people to do the same. Because what's happening now, all the division and the fighting and over things that you don't even know for sure. You know what is fed to you. And to fight about it is stupid. Okay? It is just really fucking stupid. So, sorry. That is my soapbox. I am done now. And I just think that people need to get off the internet and learn a new skill, right? Go, if you don't know, like, so sourdough bread is one of my things, which, I was too busy drinking wine to really get better at it. I have my starter. I'm gonna go feed it after this, like, get back into it. Like, I suck at sourdough bread, but you know what? I'm gonna get in there and do it anyway, because how cool would it be to give my neighbor a fresh bread instead of that chemical filled shit that you get in the store? Um, I started, my friend sent me a Pilates video. I did once last week. It made me sore as fuck. You know what? I'm going to do that again. And I'm going to try to get better at it. These are the things we should be focusing on because I believe this makes us better. This makes us stronger. This energy is not wasted on rabbit holes that we are never, ever going to figure out. You're not. So go take a walk, okay? Because figuring out that rabbit hole, not going to solve your problems, not going to solve the world's problems. In fact, it's just going to make you sicker because that's what they're designed to do. But anyway, I'm like over it, whatever, I don't even care. Clearly, I'm passionate about that. It's just like my anger, okay? So I told you earlier I went on this walk and I wasn't even gonna like do this podcast because everything is shitty right now and I'm just mad. I'm mad at like my life and the world and just the way I feel, and I'm mad like at my choices and just the way my brain is working at the moment. And I think that's coming out here too. But like I was on my walk. First I was scared, then I was crying, and now I'm like angry. And so I sorry if it's coming out on this podcast. So funny. Uh, I'm not. I wish people would love each other more. Um, and stop listening to. We're all just so fucking stupid. Every single one of us. We're so fucking stupid, and I just tired of it. So tired of it. But anyway, uh, so a little bit about what I'm doing. Like I said, it's easy to complain about the world. Okay, it's easy to just bitch and moan every chance you get. Believe me, I know. I complain a lot. It's like one of my things I need to work on. Like if one thing is wrong, I will complain about it over and over to everyone. I don't know why I do that. Anyway, um, uh, uh, but where real change happens is if you can complain but have like a solution, right? Um, and so, like I said, I'm sure I struggle very much with PTSD and everything that's happening with that, and just my dysregulated chronic dysregulated system. And so, um, I said I would offer, kind of insights on what I'm doing, what's changed since the last time we talked. Like I said, got off social media. Day 5, no wine. Don't feel awesome about that. The thing is, if you use wine as a coping mechanism, it's not the wine that you crave, it's the numbness that you do. So, like, I'm not craving wine. Like, I don't want it. Like, I'm just like, ooh, I just need wine. It's not like a regular, like, addiction. Some people who struggle with alcohol addiction, their bodies and their minds are just wired to want alcohol or drug or whatever their drug of choice is. It's not the same when you're using alcohol as a numbing mechanism. So like I crave the numbness. So don't get me wrong, I'm trying to find different things like going out in the grass or drinking the tea or taking magnesium. There's like a few different things I've tried. None of them have really worked. I got off social media. That is very helpful. If I find a supplement or something that really is helping, I will share it here. But right now, nothing I would just write home about. There's nothing that's really like, oh wow, this really helped. So nothing there yet. Um, what else? Oh, I'm also learning about just I'm learning and like new skills. So eventually, I need to learn Spanish. I know, so I'm gonna start implementing that. Um, I did start kind of mentoring with someone just regarding like biology and health and things like that. Um, I watched kind of like a podcast slash webinar thing on the lymphatic system. Fascinating, so fascinating. If you haven't, uh, if you haven't looked into the Big Six, it's like a doctor. Sorry for all the filler words. I'm looking, so I have my controls up, and it's looking like it's not recording, but it is. I just don't know if it's gonna even come out. Anyway, I'll just keep talking. The Big Six, you can find him on Instagram. It's like Stop Chasing Pain. Like put in that handle. It's a doctor. He's like a chiropractor or something. Anyways, like his life changed when he started like helping his lymphatic system, and they just talk about the big six and how the lymph moves in the body and things like that. So, I started learning about that. I just thought it'd be important for me because I'm pretty sure I have lots of toxins in my body. We all do. And I've been feeling pretty stuck recently, so I implemented the big six. Um, I don't know. So it's weird. I tried it. Maybe it was a coincidence because like I said, a stomach virus ran rampant in this house. But I did the big six like that morning, and then that night I was like vomiting. I don't know if they were related though, but maybe they were. I don't know. Anyway, uh, I'm just learning like these things about the body. I'm gonna watch another one later about like maybe the nervous system, and I'm also going to, the guy that puts on these like webinar things. I'm going to message him. He's going to help me pick out like what blood test I need regarding like PTSD because like I said, it's strange that there's another female in my life who's going through pretty much the exact same thing. Like we've tried everything. We even like have our therapist and we talk to them and we tell them and we are adamant about feeling better, right? We've done the medicine. We don't want to be on medicine. We've done the talk therapy. We've done the physical things, right? And nothing works. And I think like we've gotten to a point where even our therapists are stuck. Like there are no more tools for us. And so I'm thinking like, okay, let's get down to like the biological factors of what PTSD can do to the body. So what I want to do is get some blood work done. I don't even have a doctor. I hate the doctor. I like Quinn's life-saving doctors, but as far as like, you know, general doctors, I'm not a big fan. They don't even like to give you blood work. Like they don't like to put in the order. I think I can order them online at Request a Test. I don't know. But I'm going to get a list of the blood tests I need and I'm gonna start looking through them. And hopefully this can like shed some light on like what happens to the body when you have PTSD and what can be done to like reverse the damage because it is damaging. Having constant cortisol pumping through your body, that is not good for you. It's not good for anybody. And then, tackle on the depression and fear and fucking everything else. Like, no wonder we all feel like shit and want to die, or want to drink wine, although I really don't want to drink it. Like, it doesn't even sound good. I want to shut down. Yeah, but ugh, I don't know. The thought of wine, well, I don't even know. I guess that's good, right? But I don't know what's happening. Maybe a shift. Maybe, like I said, maybe that was part of my upgrade when I was puking up my guts. So, anyway, that is kind of like what I'm doing right now. Just kind of learning, and I am going to kind of like try to get those blood tests done. Um, and we'll see what happens there because this is all a journey and it's all about small steps, one day at a time. And today it was crying in the bathroom, crying outside on the trails, and then getting fucking angry. And that's where I'm at. But it is about time for me to go get my girl from school. And it was really fun talking today. Last announcement. I guess I'm just going to go and get another P.O. box. And I'm going to share that P.O. box once I get it. And that is where I can, everybody can send in their shame cards. I'm really excited to do this. Shame nights, I think, will be Wednesdays. I understand like this probably came out on Wednesday because I haven't got a schedule down for this yet because I'm just getting back into it. Sorry, not perfect. But it might be Shame Wednesdays, might be something I put out at night. And just a reminder, if you didn't hear about this, what I plan to do is I understand that shame is one of the lowest frequencies on this planet. And if we are able to lift some of that weight off you and off the collective, I think that we should try to do so because this world is in fucking trouble, right? But real change starts with ourselves. And if I can help guide or help you feel better in any way, I'm going to do that. And I came up with this idea laying in bed one night, and I was just like, what if people sent in the shame and I could share some and, kind of shed light on it? Because the one thing that's going to make shame weaker is shedding light on it. And so what I'm going to do is it's anonymous, okay? And I'm going to share it and we could talk about it if we want. I can shed my thoughts on it. I'll even share my own shame. And then that night, I'm going to take these cards that I read and I will be sure to read them all, okay? And send the energy off to wherever it needs to, and I will burn them for you. And it's just like this ritual thing that I want to start doing. I don't know if it will work. It's just something that I want to do. And I feel like it can make a real difference for anyone who chooses to be a part of that. So I will go get that P.O. box, hopefully this week, and I will give you all that information and you can start sending in your cards. And I can't wait to do this with you, and I can't wait to change the world together. I love you all, and I will talk to you soon. Send prayers for just me, my family, and I will pray for you.